Ka Sorkar MeECL Democratic Alliance MDA kalarai ban ailat ika MeECL Energy Corporation Limited MeECL ban penbit penbiang bha yak rukom trikam hakani katnan dah ka babak khlieh ru bakan siew sispa person karam atma nirbha ka balong siajar laispa saupsan klur tingka yakni la pentep do mentirang ba ka jylla konrad ki sangma hakilat pthai kobor hadian ke jelang ka kenhun menteri hak khnai trik julio hakabal lai tai sani bha ka jelang kala simru yakarai ban num IT yaka distribution circle but yakani onsa pentip saka REC.
These matters have been discussed in detail with the Power Department, the Power Minister, and the MeECL management. From day one, the MeECL and the Power Department and the Power Minister himself have stressed that state government should give full 100% budgetary support without going for DF. On the other hand, the Finance Department felt that since the amount is huge, and in order to reduce the budgetary provisions and obligations on the finance and the state government as a whole, certain amount may be given as budgetary provision and certain restructuring in terms of DF may be done in the interest of finance. Let me also clarify, which there have been a lot of concerns in the public also, that distribution franchises are not something that are new. Distribution franchises have been there for a long time. And there are many distribution franchises that are there working even as we speak. A large number of them are in Garo Hills. Some are there in Khasi Hills also, and some are there in Jylla Hills also. So across the state, the DFs have been there for quite some time. It's not a new concept. With that background, yesterday, the Power Department, led by the Power Minister himself and the Chairman of MeECL, had a detailed meeting with me, which lasted for quite some time, where they have shown the different aspects of power and also different steps that they will take to ensure that the reforms take place to achieve the overall revenue that is expected and also to reduce the AT&C losses if given a chance. And they stressed again yesterday that the DF option should not be taken. Similarly, I had a meeting and a discussion with the employees of MeECL also, and they have also expressed similar concerns in line with what the Honourable Minister Power has said, that DF option may not be taken and state government may give full budgetary provision. And the MeECL and its staff and engineers and the department would work together to ensure that the different targets that in case are put in will also be achieved. Today in the cabinet, all these aspects of what are the pros of going with DF, what are the cons of going with DF, and similarly what are the pros and cons of not going with DF were presented to the cabinet. It was also clarified to the cabinet that these funds are going to come out from the same pool of resources that the state government has. So therefore any payment or any support that is given, which will be, as I said, a budgetary provision, will come out in case we have to pay, will come out from the overall development budget of the state, therefore impacting the overall development aspect also. So all these aspects were made very clear to the cabinet. And in the cabinet meeting, I also expressed the concerns that the Power Minister had given, and the cabinet also heard that. And considering the request that has been put in by the Power Minister, the Power Department, the MeECL management, and the MeECL employees, and giving the commitment that reforms will take place, the cabinet today decided that we will give a chance to the MeECL and to the Power Department with 100% budgetary support for the Atmanirbhar loan. But this support of 100% will come along with certain targets that need to be met in a time-bound manner. And number two, that there has to be some kind of a security in terms of mortgage of assets to the government of Meghalaya to ensure that there is some kind of safety and security for the state government also. So with that, we concluded the meeting, and we have asked the Finance Department and the Power Department to work out in detail the different targets that the Power Department and MeECL specifically will achieve, and based on that, we will move forward. But to REC and to PFC, we will be informing them that the 100% budgetary support will be given by the state government, which is what REC and PFC also wanted in the initial stage. But keeping the finances in mind, the state government's finance department felt that we should change that, and that is when the changes came in. So therefore, REC and PFC will not have any issue with this either. They will be happy when state government gives the budgetary support to them. So that was the decision that was taken today in the cabinet. I'm free for any questions if you have. There is let's be very clear, there is no right or wrong answer in this. There are situations that we need to look at. There are conditions. There are different kind of issues that are there. And therefore, both have got plus and minus. So both decisions are fine. Now with this decision, when we go forward, the good part about this decision is that, number one, we will see once and for all a very, very strong and kind of a very permanent kind of a solution to these long pending dues that have been there to government of, to NIPCO, NHPC, NTPC and others. So we will see that that particular process and that particular loan and the entire repayment process for the next few years is not few years, means the past dues are now clear. So this is a very big reform, and it will go a long way in stabilizing the overall financial system of MeECL. Will it resolve everything? Absolutely not. There's a lot more to be done. MeECL has got terminal benefits which are due since 2010, amounting to over 800 crores. The overall reforms in the tariff that has to be done remains to be done. Overall AT&C losses in general have to be improved. So many things have to be done, but this will go a long way in helping. Now, obviously, the other side of the story is that it's a challenge for the government to support them all the time. But since we got a very strong commitment from the employees, since we got a strong commitment from the Honorable Minister, and the Minister has been stressing on this, we feel that it is fair to give a chance to MeECL to show that they'll be able to do it. And if the team works well, then I'm very sure that circles which are 80%, 70%, 50% AT&C losses, they will be able to improve them and bring them down considerably. So there is a scope, but a lot will depend now on how the department and the employees and the management work. Well, we're looking at some kind of security, maybe in terms of the assets that they have or the land that is there. So somewhere where the state government is also protected. So therefore, we will give the backing in terms of the budgetary provision, but at least some kind of safety net for the state government also is required, so that MeECL is not totally free. So therefore, those terms and conditions will be worked out on how to move forward. But the cabinet has decided that there has to be some kind of a safety security for the state government. There has to be certain time-bound reforms that need to be put in place.